Before you check your phone this morning, do this first. Place your hand over your heart and remember that God is already thinking about you. I know you woke up with that familiar weight on your chest. Maybe you're facing a decision that feels impossible or carrying a burden that nobody else can see. That restless feeling from last night is still there, isn't it? But what if I told you that this morning, right now, God is waiting to meet you exactly where you are? You know what Jesus promised us. He said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." It's not about having your life together first. It's not about being strong enough to handle everything alone. It's about being honest enough to say, "God, I need you today." Here's something most people miss. Your weakness is not disqualifying you from God's presence. It's actually inviting you deeper into it. When you feel overwhelmed, that's not God abandoning you. That's Him calling you to remember that He is your source of strength, your peace in the storm, your solution when nothing else makes sense. What if today was different? What if instead of rushing into your problems, you first rushed into prayer? What if the very thing that's keeping you awake at night becomes the doorway to experiencing God's faithfulness in a brand new way? Take a deep breath right now. Feel that's hope stirring in your chest. Your breakthrough doesn't start with having all the answers. It starts with trusting the one who does. Come with me. Let's spend these next few minutes not just praying, but encountering the God who hears you, cares for you, and has already prepared your victory. This isn't just another prayer. This is your invitation to walk in the confidence that comes from knowing God is fighting for you today. Before we dive deeper, let's pause for a moment. Picture this. As you hold your hand over your heart, feel the gentle rhythm echoing the truth that God is intimately aware of you. Yes, those burdens, those decisions weighing upon you, they matter to Him. Each heartbeat is an invitation. God isn't distant. He's here, ready to connect. And in that beautiful exchange, as you acknowledge your struggles, you also bring forth your hopes. Imagine taking a step back from the frantic pace of life just for today. Feel that weight lift, if only for a moment. Isn't that what your spirit craves? As you breathe in deeply, let every inhalation be a reminder of gratitude for your body. Notice the air filling your lungs, the warmth it brings. Feel the energy coursing through you with every beat, every breath. Stop for a second and consciously acknowledge your heartbeat. It syncs perfectly with a gentle reminder your life matters. Even amid your challenges, there's beauty. Feel the hope rising in your chest. Remember, gratitude is a powerful anchor in turbulent seas. And even surrounded by chaos, you can take a comforting step towards peace by acknowledging all the little aspects of your life that contribute to your strength. God sees you in that quiet struggle. He sees you standing on shaky ground and yet still choosing to hope. Reflect on the people around you, those who matter most in your life. Even if your relationships aren't perfect, think of that friend who always seems to know when to check in. Or perhaps the family member who believes in you unconditionally. Even if circumstances feel heavy, and even if you feel alone, God brings people into your life to remind you that you matter and that you're part of something bigger. There's a power in community, a gift from God to help carry those invisible burdens. Remember, when we lift each other up, we reflect His love. He's whispering to you through them too, you are not alone. Each interaction you have today can be a reminder of God's hand in your life. A shared smile, a comforting hug, even a simple word, let these be markers of His presence. Now let's shift our focus inward to those invisible yet profound blessings. Imagine sunlight breaking through the clouds after a storm, illuminating a path toward hope. Visualize that inner light, God's grace, shining right into your heart. It's there, even if you can't see it at this moment. Think of the times you felt lost, only to realize later that those struggles served a greater purpose. Remember the moment you overcame something that felt insurmountable. That sense of victory is what God has in store for you again. But as you navigate your current struggles, hold tightly to the truth that light will break through again. Right now, you might feel overwhelmed. However, it's through the storms of life that we find opportunities for growth and renewal. Gratitude opens doors, but there is so much more waiting for you. Just as every drop of rain nourishes the roots of a tree, every act of gratitude can nourish your spirit. But what will it really take for you to step forward into a life filled with peace? The key lies in understanding that this journey is meant to unfold, and it begins with an open heart and a willingness to trust. Now, I want to ask you this. What is it that you truly desire today? Have you considered that the answer may be waiting just beyond the door of your prayer life? Connect with that yearning, hold it close. I promise you, it leads somewhere incredible. There's a shift coming, and as we prepare for it, I invite you to stay with me. Let's uncover together what this invitation to deeper prayer and connection with God means for you. In our next moment, we will explore the power of surrendering our fears and worries to Him and the transformation it can bring. A new sense of clarity, victory, and hope awaits, but you won't want to miss where this path goes. What if you discovered a treasure of strength and assurance beyond all you ever imagined? Are you ready to take that first step? But this is only the beginning of what God is doing. As you nurture that hope and yearning, I invite you to let your spiritual eyes be opened. Imagine for a moment that every new day is like a seed filled with potential, waiting to grow into something beautiful. Have you noticed how every dawn whispers promises of renewal, just as the psalmist reminds us, "This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it." Each morning brings fresh grace, an invitation to experience His presence in powerful ways. Every moment that unfolds in your life holds a deeper, hidden meaning, much like a seed buried in the ground, waiting for the right conditions to sprout. In our bustling lives, it's easy to overlook the sacred in the mundane. We may wake up, rush through our routines, and forget that even the simplest actions can hold profound significance. As you sip your morning coffee, pause and breathe. With every sip, imagine taking in God's strength, nourishing your very spirit. When you think of spiritual awakening, envision the image of light breaking through clouds after a storm. That moment is like the doors of understanding swinging wide open, revealing the incredible truths that God has for you. It's an aha realization that sheds light on what felt heavy before. You may feel like you're in a tunnel with darkness closing in. However, when you lean into prayer and open your heart to receive His guidance, you begin not just to see, but to feel the light of His love illuminating your path. This doesn't merely apply to the physical realm, it extends deeply into the emotional and spiritual realms as well. The potential for transformation is always at hand. When it seems like nothing is happening, everything is changing. You are not waiting, you are becoming. In Romans 8:28, it's beautifully affirmed that, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. Even while we traverse uncertainties, there is divine orchestration happening just beyond our immediate comprehension. While you dwell in those moments of reflection, God is actively at work on your behalf, crafting solutions that only he can see. Each hardship, each little struggle is part of the grand tapestry of life that he is weaving in your favor. And yet, we often wrestle with fear, don't we? Fear of the unknown, fear of failure, fear of feeling unworthy. But I must tell you something important. When we allow that fear to hold us back, we miss the powerful whispers of hope echoing through our very being. So what if I told you that your reluctance might just be the thief of your greatest victories? But before it's too late to act, let's gain some clearer awareness. Within every worry lies an opportunity, an invitation to trust in the presence of the Almighty. Are you prepared to let go of what hinders your journey toward peace? Let's think for a moment. What might happen if you surrendered that burden? Imagine it being replaced by a renewed spirit, filled with clarity and assurance. A question lingers in the air. Are you willing to put down the anxiety and elevate your prayer life? The act of surrendering is not surrendering to defeat, it's surrendering to divine victory. It's also an acknowledgement of your essential need for God's guidance amidst life's unpredictability. Can you feel the gravitational pull of uncertainty against your heart's desire for peace? As we stand at the threshold of this transformative experience, it's crucial to recognize that your growth is closely tied to your willingness to dive deeper. The light is almost within reach, but urgency calls. It's time to awaken to the realization that profound change awaits you. What if your act of faith today could unlock doors you never knew existed? In this invitation to prayer, I pose yet another question. What if you discovered treasures of assurance and strength waiting for you like diamonds beneath layers of earth? When will you take that next step into the freedom God offers? Can you sense the anticipation building? So take a breath with me and prepare your heart. It's time for the transition into something greater, something that comes with the promise of his peace. Yet there is a stirring tension, an unsettled feeling that draws near. As we beckon this next chapter filled with confrontations, be ready to engage in the spiritual battle that God has illuminated before you. Something remarkable lies just beyond your grasp. What lies ahead will demand your heart more than ever before. Are you ready for that revelation? I know exactly where you are right now. You wake up some days feeling like you're fighting a battle you never signed up for. Maybe you carry a heavy heart burdened by rejection, wondering if you'll ever be enough. We all have those moments when the weight of our choices and failures feels like a mountain looming impossibly high. And that whisper of doubt, it screams that you're alone in your struggles, nursing invisible wounds that seem to have no end. But hear me, this struggle is real and it's valid. You are not alone. Together, we are in the trenches of life, longing for breakthrough, yearning for the strength only God can provide. But the truth no one wants to say is that beneath that weight, there lies a trap. Maybe you've believed the lie that you have to fight this battle alone, that reaching out for help is a sign of weakness. Perhaps you've convinced yourself that your past defines you and that shame will forever be on your back like a soldier standing guard. Or what if I told you that the weight you feel is shackling you to a false sense of security. Yes, those whispers, they bind you with fear of failure, fear of losing control, or fear of betrayal. Peter denied Christ, but he didn't stay broken. Thomas doubted him, yet still found his faith renewed. Each lie feeds the darkness, but God's light has come to shatter those chains. As you hear this, the enemy is prowling, seeking to ensnare you in despair, sowing seeds of doubt that can crush your spirit. The noise around you, the chaos of life, threatens to consume every ounce of peace you've managed to gather. If we don't act now, that darkness will wrap tighter around your heart, extinguishing the very light God has placed within you. But take heart, this moment, this tension is not just an obstacle. It is a divine confrontation. Something within you stirs, and that unrest has its purpose. But here is the turning point. What the enemy doesn't want you to know is that every battle waged is an opportunity for God's victory to shine through. Ephesians 6:12 tells us, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age." Your struggles are not the final word. You wield weapons of truth that bring a revelation of hope. In Christ, you have authority to shatter the chains of fear, to rise against the lies that have been spoken over you, and to reclaim your strength. You see, He doesn't call you to fight. He calls you to stand. Stand firm in faith, knowing that God is orchestrating a victory beyond what you can imagine. The time has come to engage in spiritual action. We can no longer sit idly by, letting the lies dictate our lives. It's time to armor up with prayer, wielding our faith as a shield against the enemy's arrows. Are you ready to rise? Are you prepared to bid farewell to the fears that have lingered too long? Let the dawn of this new day be your rallying cry. You stand at a defining moment, a place where you can either retreat into doubt or thrust forward into victory. As you call upon His name in prayer, you activate forces of restoration and hope. So let's collectively take a deep breath and step into this new dawn together as we prepare for transformation. The next chapter will not just be a turning point, it will demand your action, your courage, your willingness to fully embrace the abundant life God has promised. Are you ready to trust Him today? Your victory awaits, and your journey to a fuller life in His presence begins now. Enough. Today this changes. Now this changes. I refuse to sit in the shadows of doubt any longer. I declare with unwavering conviction that I will no longer let the lies that have held me captive define my path. I see the chains of fear attacking my heart, and I rise against them. I will not turn back. This moment is my call to action, a divine awakening. It's time to reclaim what is rightfully mine. I reject the whispers of fear that have echoed in my mind, stifling my spirit. I reject the shackles of shame that have kept me from moving forward. I reject the paralysis of regret that has paralyzed my progress. I reject the identity lent to me by others. I reject all lies that have been fed to me in the darkness. I reject the illusion of isolation. I reject the notion that I can't ask for help. I expulsion every lie that has ever told me I am not enough, because today I break free. I am a child of God, molded in His image. I am strong, empowered by His Spirit. I am chosen to fulfill a purpose far greater than my troubles. I am anointed for victory, armed with the truth that sets me free. I am not defined by my past, but by my potential. I am a warrior against darkness. I am filled with divine strength that propels me forward. I am a beacon of light, radiating hope to those around me. I am blessed beyond measure, overflowing with peace and joy. I am relentless in my pursuit of God's presence. I take my stand in faith, armoring myself with prayer. I walk boldly into the day that lies before me, believing in the promises of His word. I open the door to new possibilities, embracing the restoration ahead. I break every barrier that has held me down. I claim the victory that is promised to me. I move forward, guided by His loving hand. I embrace each challenge as a stepping stone toward my triumph. It is done. My future is sealed in victory. From today, I see the chains of despair falling away. I see pathways opening where there were none before. I see strength rising up within me, propelling me toward the abundant life God has promised. It is decided, my struggles will no longer have power over me. It is complete. The restoration is underway. I have activated the forces of hope and healing. If you believe this, declare it. Declare it with me, for today marks the dawn of a new journey. The victory is yours, and rooted in His presence, we will rise together. Prepare your heart for the next chapter and the consecration that awaits. This leap is just the beginning. Expect restoration and transformation because God is faithful. You are not just a survivor. You become a victor, standing strong in the promise that His peace, strength, and solutions flow endlessly in your life. Let's step forward into this truth together. Now, as we draw closer to this sacred moment, I invite you to place your hand on your heart. Feel the rhythm of your breath aligning with the divine pulse of God's presence. Let us transition into a time of quiet introspection, a space where the noise of the world fades and only His voice remains. Together, we will seal our declarations with an act of surrender and faith. You are not alone. Thousands are joining you in this prayer, united in spirit and purpose. Father, I surrender my heart to you. Repeat after me. I surrender my fears, my doubts, my pain, and my burdens. I relinquish control, seeking your strength to replace my weakness. I yield my expectations and embrace the outcomes you have for me. I offer my struggles, knowing that in your hands I find peace. I dedicate my life as a vessel of your purpose, and I trust that you are guiding my steps. In moments of fear, grant me courage. In times of uncertainty, let your clarity shine through me. Together, we affirm our commitment. I am transformed by your power, and I receive the victory laid before me. Take a deep breath. Feel the Holy Spirit enveloping you, igniting hope and faith in your spirit. With every day, I immerse myself in your love, ready to walk the path you've set before me. As we prepare to envision the future God has in store for us, let this sacred moment reflect the change that is happening within. Now I see you 1 month from now. Imagine awakening each day filled with God's radiant peace, your heart light and unburdened, completely restored. The weight of past regrets melts away, and you are filled with confidence. Your days are illuminated with clarity, and you make decisions based on divine wisdom. Can you feel it? The friendships you cultivate are enriched, a testament to God's love flowing through you. You stand tall, knowing you are a child of God, filled with purpose and belonging. Picture this future. Every challenge you face becomes an opportunity to shine as a beacon of hope to those around you. You are now the warrior, no longer the captive, radiating the light of Christ's promise. I declare over your life, you walk in divine strength, and the miracles you will witness will affirm the faith you hold dear. As we conclude this moment, allow me to seal these promises with an apostolic blessing. I declare over your life God's favor will saturate every area, family, work, and health. May His grace empower you to fulfill every purpose entrusted to you, and may His peace envelop you, guiding you through the valleys and the mountains. You are covered by the blood of Jesus. Nothing can harm you as you walk in His light. Now, as an act of commitment, I encourage you to take action. Write, "I declare" in the comments. This simple act affirms your faith and seals your transformation. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Let them join our community of faith and renewal. And come back tomorrow, for God is not done yet. He has more to unveil to you, more blessings to bestow, more victories to share. Your journey continues, and the future is bright because you have chosen to